Every week, I meet women that spend hours doing lunges, hip thrust, squats, yet their glutes look the exact same as last month. Here's the truth. The problem isn't your effort or the specific exercise that you're doing, but rather your training frequency. You see, glutes are not a small muscle group. They're built to be trained frequently. That's why cyclists and sprinters have massive lower bodies, and women in the gym, they stay stuck. Now you may be thinking, all right, why is this dude telling me this? Well, because 50% of my clients are women, and I've personally helped them grow their glutes to be stronger and rounder using science-based methods backed by research that has nothing to do with training harder. And I'm sure I can help you do the same. So if that sounds familiar, then let me show you the exact protocol. I've seen women grow their glutes like professional athletes. Before we get started, let me guess your current approach. You probably train your glutes once a week, maybe twice if you're really dedicated. You do your squats, you do your hip thrust, you do your lunges, and you absolutely destroy your glutes for 45 to 60 minutes. After that, you're sore as shit for the next 3 days. You can barely sit down, you can barely walk up the stairs, and you think soreness means you had a great workout. Well, here's the problem with your approach. You train your glutes like a small muscle group when they're actually one of the largest in your body. Think about it logically. Your glutes are a massive muscle group and you use it every single day. Walking, standing up, climbing stairs, and almost every movement. You're designed to handle frequency and stimulation and recover quickly. To be exact, every 48 hours. Yet, most programs have you hitting them once a week with an absolutely brutal workout and then do nothing for the next 6 days. That's not how you build them correctly. For reference, look at sprinters, Olympic level sprinters. They have massive lower bodies because they sprint every single day when they train. Don't get me wrong, they have a lot of weight training as well, but they don't absolutely destroy their body each time. They allow space for recovery. And something really cool, if you look how a sprinter actually sprints, that motion is basically doing a leg press with your foot elevated really high, targeting your glutes. That's why most of them have huge glutes. This is called high frequency training. Now, for those that are unfamiliar, high frequency training means you hit the same muscle group multiple times in a week instead of once. And before you panic and think I'm gonna kill you, this doesn't mean 6 brutal workouts every single week. It means spreading out your volume throughout the week with varying intensities in different body parts or different parts of the glutes. Here's what this looks like in practice. Let's take Monday. You do 2 to 8 sets, doing 6 to 10 reps, training to failure very intensely on your glutes. Next, you rest your glutes. Then Wednesday comes around and you hit a different part of your glutes. Say Monday you hit upper shelf, now you hit the lower part of your glute. Same thing, 2 to 8 sets. Then Thursday and Friday, rest days for your glutes. You can be hitting upper body and other body parts, of course. And then Saturday, you hit your glutes again with a different body part. So you're hitting your full glute throughout the whole week and you're giving it proper time to rest. The key here is not overexhausting yourself every single time. You don't have to go balls to the wall and go insane in the gym. It's rather stimulating it properly to cause growth, but don't do too much where you can't recover from it. Here's the science behind it. You see, when you train glutes once a week, muscle protein synthesis, which is the process that actually builds your muscle, it peaks around 24 to 48 hours after a workout, then drops right back to baseline. So that additional soreness is just muscle damage, or you did too much exercise that your body's not recovering properly from. That means for 4 to 5 days a week, your glutes are not actively building. You're just sitting there doing nothing until your next workout. With high frequency training, you're constantly re-engaging them and stimulating them properly for growth, re-engaging the protein synthesis instead of just having one big spike per week. You get multiple moderate spikes that add up to more total muscle growth. Plus, you're avoiding all the muscle damage and the additional soreness that comes from infrequent high volume sessions. When you're training frequently with lower volume days, you recover faster and you keep a higher quality of workouts throughout the week. And this allows you to practice the pattern of the movement more often, making you better at the movement and recruiting more muscle fibers. Science-based motor recruitment. Now you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds great in theory, but what exercises should I be doing? Well, let's talk about that now. I hinted at this earlier on in the video. The key here is hitting different parts of your glutes throughout the week. For example, you should separate it with upper glute, side glute, or shortened position. You can be doing hip thrust, glute kickbacks, and single leg press, or abduction. The beauty of the system is you're hitting your glutes from different angles throughout the week while managing your fatigue properly. This is where most women completely fuck up their glute building process. They nail the training, but they completely ignore the nutrition side. This is my wheelhouse. The harsh reality is you can't do an aggressive cut or be in a severe deficit if you're really trying to grow your glutes properly or optimally. Your body needs energy to recover from these workouts and to build new tissue. Protein, absolute non-negotiable here. You need to have 0.7 to 1 gram protein per pound you weigh. And if you're oversized a lot, I would say your goal weight. When I mean daily, I mean daily. Protein's there for recovery, muscle growth, and it's good for your hair health, skin health, your nails, so many other things that people don't even think about with protein. And your glutes are not gonna grow if you're not getting protein in. But here's what most coaches don't tell you. Micronutrients are just as important as macronutrients. Magnesium, so important for your energy, muscle contractions, recovery. If you're training quite frequently, you need to recover properly. This can also help you in your sleep, which again, helps you in recovery. You get it from a supplement. I prefer glycinate or threonate. Those are the two most bioavailable forms of it. If you want to get it from food, you can get it from dark chocolate. I know you love some. Pumpkin seeds and spinach. Now, this is something I am so unbelievably passionate about. Your omega-3 to omega-6 fat ratio. The average person has a 1:20 ratio for their omega-3 to omega-6, meaning every 1 gram they have 20 grams of omega-6. And this is why people fear seed oils and they freak out. This is good for anti-inflammatory. The lower the ratio is, the better. This helps you in so many things for your hormone production, your brain health, so many things. If you're not getting your omega fat, at least 1.5 to 2 grams a day, omega-3 specifically, you're not even close to balancing inflammational hormones. It should be at a 1:1 or 1:4 ratio. You can get omega-3 from chia seeds, salmon, walnuts, or just a supplement. I found it's actually cheaper to get it from a supplement than eating salmon every single day, or you can get it from tuna, a lot of fish. If you're inflamed from your shit diet, you're not going to recover properly from high frequency training. Fiber is essential for your gut health. If you constantly are feeling bloated, stomach pain, cramping, your fiber intake could be trash. I think it's really funny. There's a trend going on right now where a lot of girls are eating a dragon fruit on TikTok specifically, and they're thinking it's a laxative. And the crazy thing is the dragon fruit only has 3 to 5 grams of fiber. You should be having upwards of 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day, showing the deficiency of fiber. Just 3 to 5 grams is turning into a laxative. Colon cancer is the #1 thing that is a preventative cancer, taking people out under the age of 50. And #2 for women, eat your fiber. Colon cancer can be alleviated by fiber consumption. It's one of the most preventable cancers. You're way too attractive to be dying from butt cancer. I stole that. That was from a shirt I saw. I thought it was so ingenious. I will say, caution about the fiber. If you've never had fiber before, start like 5 to 10 grams because you shoot up way too fast. You can get constipated because you're not used to the water consumption. Depends the fiber you're having. I have a whole video on my channel about gut health. I'd recommend watching that, but start slow every week, maybe increase by 5 grams. Since you're training your glutes so frequently, your overall nutrition should fit your needs. And yeah, there's some research to show after your workout, if you spike your insulin slightly, you can absorb nutrition faster, but that's really majoring in the minors. At the end of the day, get your protein in, get your essential fats in, especially omega-3 fats, get enough fiber in, and then just fill the rest up with carbs. If you like to intermittent fast, do intermittent fasting. Granted, I think it messes the menstrual cycle up because you're spiking your cortisol until you have your first meal, but if that works for you, all power to you. If that comes in the form of calorie banking, is that coming in the form of doing a certain fad diet, you're more than welcome to do it. Just hit the essential things, because at the end of the day, the plan that you like is the plan you're going to do, not the plan I like. Now you may be wondering, how do I even progress in all these sessions? Some of the once a week workouts, progressive overload is still key in building, but it works slightly different with high frequency training. Instead of adding weight every single session, because realistically that's not possible, focus on certain movements or certain exercises you want to progress on. This will make it more fun and more engaging for you as well. For example, if you did hip thrust for 135 for 8 reps, and you did that on Monday, next Monday, try to hit that for 9 reps. Don't get me wrong, if you're feeling stronger, don't hold back because you're just hitting one lift. You should be progressing, but I found with my clients, it's better if you just focus on a certain exercise for a bit and then focus on others. This allows you to keep building and building without trying to hit a new PR every single week. Now let's address the biggest concern with high frequency training. Recovery. How can you train a muscle group 3 different times without overtraining in a single week? And it was answered earlier. You spread the volume out that you would have done that one exercise throughout the week. So you're not absolutely destroying your glutes each time. You're stimulating enough so they can recover for the next workout. Not to mention sleep. It is a non-negotiable 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. This is where you're recovering, releasing growth hormone. This isn't just for fitness. This is just the all-cause mortality preventer. Your sleep is everything. It's your superpower. If you're not getting your sleep in, you're not gonna have enough energy to put in the gym, not gonna recover properly. You're definitely not gonna do high frequency training. And the next step, this is really key, and a lot of people sleep on it. After every meal, go for a fart walk. And you heard me right, a fart walk. I used to call it a post-meal walk, but my client told me she calls it a fart walk with her husband. Thought it was hilarious. Now it's a fart walk. After every meal, walk for 10 minutes. It's gonna aid in digestion, help you with your bloating. It actually allows you to absorb more nutrients, and it gets your steps throughout the day, and you're getting constant blood flow. Research actually shows if you get 8.8 thousand steps, but you walk every hour for 10 minutes versus getting 10K steps in a day, all in one go, you actually get more benefits from the frequency. So you get blood movement, recovering properly, your heart is always pumping. It's really healthy. Before you jump into this, let me just warn you into some things I see in the clients that are just common mistakes. Number one, they do too much. They're doing 15 to 20 sets each time. Your body can't recover from that. Pain does not equal growth. and you have to get out of that mindset. Number two, when you're trying to grow, I see too many women trying to do too much at once. They heard and saw my essential diet, the extreme cut. They saw my girlfriend that I coached. She lost 11 pounds in 14 days because she did the essential diet. She didn't lose muscle, but she wasn't gaining muscle. It's really hard in that severe deficit. And I get it. A lot of girls want to get the hourglass shape, but you have to build muscle to look toned. It's just the truth. It's the harsh reality. You're not gonna get fat. Coached hundreds of women. You can be in a slight surplus or a slight deficit and still gain muscle and not be huge and bulky. Number three, they pay attention to calories and protein. That's it. They wonder why they lose their menstrual cycle because they're overtraining, they have too much fatigue, too much stress, they're not getting the essential fats in their diet, so many things like that. And they wonder why they have brain fog and they feel like shit when they're trying to get their dream body. You should feel good and have your dream body. It's not pick or choose. They're neglecting the micronutrients. There's so many things. And number four, they start too aggressively. I said 3 to 4 times a week you could train glutes. When you first start out, you're gonna be sore as shit if you just do 2 sets. Don't train when you're sore. Your body needs to adapt, especially if you're a newbie in the gym. And you have to get used to the movements. Soreness comes from when you're doing a foreign exercise or a foreign movement. That's where most soreness comes from, or overtraining. Soreness could mean a good workout, but soreness does not directly mean it's a good workout. And mistake number 5 is they're not tracking the progress. They're not doing progressive overload. They're not tracking what they did last week. Granted, it's not gonna be a linear path, but you should be trying to get stronger each time. You see, your glutes are capable of incredible growth, but they need consistent stimulation and proper fuel to reach their full potential. Stop treating them like a small muscle group and start training them like a powerhouse that they are. Look at these Olympic women. Now I know there's a lot of information in this video and it's hard to piece all together, but it's essential for real progress. No BS here, no fluff. So if you need something more personal, an already put together protocol made for you, plus the exact nutrition and accountability built for you and tailored for you, just for your goals and needs, make sure you click the first link in the description for my one-on-one coaching. There, we can make a plan for your exact situation and meet you where you are. The unfortunate thing about my coaching, I need a lot of communication because I don't just mass send programs. You make constant changes to where you are at right then and there. And if you're not texting me, sadly, you're not gonna get results because there's a lot of communication. So if you're serious, click the link down below. With that, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.